Hi, everybody. I hope you are enjoying the holiday season, as are we. It's a busy time of the year, though, isn't it? Well, today's show, we thought we would do something different. We, um, we've all been busy, of course, getting ready for Christmas and finding the perfect gift for our loved ones. And, it occurred to me last week that even as I'm buying gifts and making gifts for people, I realized that the majority of what I'm getting are things that we're purchasing from our friends, who support us and we support their businesses. And so, whoops, here's Erin. We thought that for today's show, we would just share with you some of our favorite gift giving ideas, and most of which are things that people we love are receiving as gifts this year. But I won't tell Erin which ones. Actually, I have something really exciting that I found for Erin and Kevin. I'm not going to give that away right now, but it also comes from one of our friends. So we just wanted to share with you some of our favorite things, and we're going to go through kind of category by category, starting with maybe the most boring for some, but the most exciting for others, and that is like nutritional things. They may or may not be supplements, but things that people might enjoy receiving. I know that I've enjoyed receiving some of these things myself. And Erin, do you have a few things in particular along that line?
Are you talking about like pluck and things like that?
Yes. Do you have your pluck with you? There you go. That's a new package. I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, they've updated their packaging. This is the big bag, and then of course they have the shakers. But I like the big bag because
I like the bag too. I would actually put that just. I have little containers, little porcelain containers on the stovetop on a what do you call it? A wheel, lazy Susan kind of thing. And so the primary things that I use, like butter and salt and pepper and things like that, go in pretty containers on that. I would add that. I would grab another container and put that on there because I'm reaching right now into my cabinet and pulling down my spice. But that is a really neat thing. I know one thing that's going into stockings this year, and that's relight sticks. We love our real light at this house, and I know that Erin, you and Kevin enjoy relight tremendously as well, and so do your siblings. Most of your siblings are also buying relight and Redmond real salt, but this is an assortment of flavors. It's a variety of pack. It includes lemon lime, mango, which is my favorite, mixed berry, pina colada, strawberry lemonade, and watermelon lime. Man, I really love that too. So there still is plenty of time if you wanted to put in an order for these variety packs. They also come in single flavors, but you get sticks, 1 dose per stick. I stick these in my car and in my purse. My husband sticks them in his car, and every day actually I send him off with structured water, Redmond real salt, and electrolyte all mixed in. So what do you have next? Do you have another food product?
I do love Simply Gee's. They have these tins of black garlic and their turmeric and pepper seasoning. I use these a lot. So these are from Simply Gee. I put this in a lot of stuff, but the black garlic is really good.
Yeah, that's my favorite. And you can mix it into the ghee. That's the purpose of having the tins. You can use them just as seasoning on whatever you're cooking, but you also can use them as designed just to mix into ghee so that when you're cooking and you're using your ghee, it carries that flavor along with it. So I like those a lot.
great into my cooking. I just use it as a regular seasoning.
Yeah, I know. Actually, I've been doing that too. And the black garlic, again, is my favorite. And I'll pop some of that into a soup or stew or onto a pasta dish or something. I also think Dr. Cowan's garden products, especially when you buy the Maureen glass containers that protects them, this makes a really nice gift. And I use these seasonings. Well, I use them as seasonings, but I also use them as extra nutrition. But I use them literally every single day. I enjoy them a lot. Our family enjoys them. Erin, Dad gets 1 or 2 soups every day. He gets 2 soups every day, breakfast and lunch at least. And I use these. I think they're fun and exciting, and I think they would make a wonderful gift, as would a lot of other things from their product line, including their olive oil. So I tend to get a little excited when someone does give me a gift that is something specialty food related that maybe I wouldn't normally buy for myself, or I've been thinking about trying it. So that makes a good product, or a good gift rather. Do you have any other food type?
I don't have any other food ones over here right now.
Okay. Well, we're going to stick with the Relight, the Redmond Relight, especially the sticks for stocking stuffers. The Simply Ghee. I was trying to find my jar of Simply Ghee, and it's missing. I use it constantly, and it's missing from my kitchen right now. I certainly hope somebody wasn't over enthusiastic in cleaning, because it's time to refill it, actually. And then the Dr. Cowan's garden products. All right. Now, one type of food that I get asked about more than any other thing is, I'm sure you can guess. Probably. Right, Erin?
Bread. Oh, bread.
Yes, there you go. I received my first grain mill probably 30 years ago as a gift from my husband, and I really enjoyed it. I was very, very happy. It certainly beat the kitchen scissors and foam paper that he gave me one other year. Wasn't very exciting. So a grain mill is often at the top of a homemaker's wish list. And this is our favorite grain mill. This is the second, so it's the second one that I've owned, but I've used a couple of others in other places. And I really like this particular mill, the Nutrimill. We do, of course, have a link for it on our website, as we do most other things that we're showing. We have vetted a few others, but this is the one that I like the most. It's quieter than others I've tried. It is very consistent. And this particular mill of mine has ground whole grains into bread, thousands upon thousands of loaves of bread. I don't even know how many loaves, but I would guess no fewer than 5,000, probably more like 10 or more. So it's a really sturdy, reliable piece of equipment. It is variable both in speed as well as fineness of grain. So it has some flexibility. It takes up less real estate on the countertop than a lot of other grain mills do. I like it a lot. And then along with that, of course, we have favorite tools on our website, including Bannetons, the dough whisk. This is something I bought years ago. Our puppy actually got a hold of it recently. It's a little torn and tattered, but I'm still using it, and I could use more. So I wouldn't be sad if somebody gave me another set like this. But people who enjoy making bread and experimenting with sourdough and artisanal bread making, they tend to go, like me, just a little bit bonkers on things that make the bread making process extra easy and extra enjoyable. So I would say the grain mill, the dough hook, which I did not bring up, and a Banneton and a baking stone. Those all would be wonderful additions to your under the tree gift galore. All right. We've got some other things that go along with that, including, of course, the Bouchon Bakery. This is one of several books that I have. The Village Baker is another favorite. But in our household, this is actually our favorite baking book. 2 of our daughters have received it as gifts. There might be one more that needs to receive it yet. But we really like this. It teaches you how to do all types of artisanal loaves, baked products, laminated doughs, which are also fermented. So this is an excellent book, and it's fun. And it gives you lots of practical advice, tries to make things easy and enjoyable. So hopefully you can get an idea there. Yes, it's more than just bread. But we've learned to make a lot of things from this book. Donuts, all kinds of neat things. So there is our bread section. Do you have anything to add to that, Erin?
No, because I
don't bake much. No, that's okay. You don't have to. But that does lead us into some of our favorite books in general. Of course, Nourishing Traditions is going to be the first book, the book of choice, but it's hard for me to narrow down what are my favorite books. One of them is Falling Apart, and that's, so I didn't bring it up, but that's the Real Food by Nick Barnhart. But man, I love this book. You guys gave this to me as a gift probably 5 years ago. It's getting kind of torn and tattered. I literally will just pick up this book, sit down in a comfy chair and read. I just enjoy it. It's got lovely illustrations, but I love how it explains everything from a kind of an organic, this is how things work kind of deal. Here is a page with a chart, doughs and batters, the variables that determine texture. Here we go. That is a very useful page right there. And I better spend some time on there because I can see that there's more that I can learn. So Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat is the book that spurred the Netflix series. Admittedly, I didn't know about the book first. I watched the series and I was totally enthralled. I'm ready to go watch it again. I just loved it. But the reason that I love it is it's not just fluff. It's engaging, but it tells you about how things work and how to make things work better when you're in the kitchen, making everything from scratch. So it has sections on everything from, of course, recipes too, but salad dressings, stocks and soups, beans and grains, doughs, cooking lessons, suggested menus, all kinds of things. So this is one of my most favorite books. I definitely recommend it as a gift. And Erin, I know you like this one too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. The Nourishing Asian Kitchen by our friend Sophie Ang, whom we have interviewed 2 or 3 times. She and I, there we go. I've given this as gifts too.
I had started making some sauces out of it recently.
Yeah. I have too. I've been making some of the sauces. I did have the pho mix that the girls make, and they sell that on their website, and we have it. Thank you.
Yeah. It's so good. And you like, somewhere we have a video of Sophie making her pho, and you like roast on the stove on dry, like a dry high heat. You roast the spices with the ginger, with the smashed ginger, and it's so good.
Yeah, it is. It makes a phenomenal soup. We made some recently. I'm trying to remember now for what, and it escapes me. But maybe just a few weeks ago, we had an occasion where a lot of people were coming over, and I made 2 big pots of broth-based soup. One was pho and one was something else. The pho went quicker than anything. Yeah, so that's a good one. This is one we haven't talked about much at all. And Erin, I don't know if you've even looked at this before. My dear, dear late friend Cherie gave me this book. Ballymaloe is in Ireland. I've met the owner of the cooking school several times. We've talked about, she and I, about my coming out to Ireland. We were planning on going to Ireland, and then because Cherie and her husband had bought a farm actually there, we were going to go together, but unfortunately she passed. So I've not gone, but I'm still thinking about it. I wanted to go both to teach and to learn, but this book, this is all traditional, old-fashioned ways of making food, Irish food in particular, but a neat book. And then here's another of my favorites, because I'm a Francophile. Sourdough Kitchen. Yeah, I really like that. I mean, this is packed. This is a big, fat, loaded book. And there we open to creme brulee, one of my favorites. I recently was at a dinner with Dad, and it was a really weird dinner. It was a farm-to-table dinner. It was unusual. I wouldn't pay to go to that particular dinner again. But at the end of the meal, the dessert was creme brulee. There was almost no brulee. There was almost no burned sugar. Instead, they put Pop Rocks candy on top.
Sounds horrible.
It was bizarre. It was all we could do was laugh. And of course, everybody was laughing because they had Pop Rocks in their mouth going off. And it was like being 10 again. It just was bizarre. But this cookbook is written by author Tanya Teschke. She lives not too far from me in the DC area now, but she spends months of her year every year in France. And she learned to cook in the Bordeaux region of France. So this book is very authentic. I just love it when I can learn how to make an ethnic or regional food, and you can learn from somebody who actually does it and, makes it there. It's not some American rendition. It's the real thing. So all of those books, I did not bring up a couple of others like, oh man, I forgot. The Incredible or The Marvelous Pigness of Pigs is my favorite Joel book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one's good.
It's a good one just to sit down and read. Very enjoyable. Learn a lot. You end up going, yeah, of course, that makes total sense. Why don't Christians understand this stuff? So that's an enjoyable book for me to sit down and read, and I'm about to start reading it again. So we have a link for that as well. All of these books are on our resource list. Most
this one is the first. She published it on Amazon herself, and then pulled it because it's being republished by a Christian publisher. But our friend Kat Owens, Eat by Faith. So she wrote this book last year.
It's very good. I actually started a read aloud with that, and I have to carry on with that so I can put it up. I like that book a lot, along with God-Given Food, also by a friend of ours. And I can't find my copy, Erin. I've lost it. I think I let somebody borrow it and it never came back. It's gone. I need to buy another. Again, we've got a link for that on our website, but God-Given Food, yes, there it is. Though that and Eat by Faith and Marvelous Pigness of Pigs are the three books I would suggest are great reading if you just want to understand how God put things together, his design for our health and well-being. Marvelous Pigness of Pigs, of course, goes into farming practices and things like that are really important. So those books are wonderful. And hopefully there will be another one on the bookshelf within the year, but I keep saying that and I haven't gotten it done. So right now we're recommending all of these books, and you won't be disappointed, will you? If you pick them up and read them or give them as a gift. I've got some other ones also, but we're not going to talk about those today, but I've got a couple of new ones in, including a homeschool curriculum that I love. It's nutrition. It doesn't mention God, but it's written from a biblical perspective. You can read between the lines and see that. I'll be reviewing that on a video soon, but that's not really a Christmas present kind of deal, unless you have a frantic homeschool mom who's trying to find something to use to teach her middle and high school age kids about sound nutrition. We'll come back to that one later. Those are all of the books that I had on my list for today. I've got hundreds of books, most of which I've read, some of which are still waiting for me to finish, but most of which I've read, and all have wonderful merits for different purposes. But we're just thinking about gift ideas, things that people might enjoy. And already some of those I've received as gifts. At least 2 of those books I received as gifts, and I'm very, very happy with them. All right. Then we have our next category would be kind of nutritional supplementation, such products. We're not going to put a lot of time into that. Something rolled under my feet that I'm wanting to pull up right now, and I don't see it. It's down there somewhere. But I would always be thrilled with anything coming from Green Pasture Products. And the little jar that I'm trying to find is one of their balms that is made for pain relief. They have a couple. They have a menthol balm that is good for colds and chest things. And they've got some other just a couple of body care products, including soap. So Green Pasture Products has a lot to offer also, but I'm not going to get down right now on the floor to find the cute bottle that rolled away. So you'll have to just use your imagination on that. Then I think it's time for body care, which is fun. And I'm going to let you start.
Well, mostly I pretty much just mostly use Lily's things from Hearth and Homestead. That's pretty much all I use at this point.
For the most part.
Yeah, for the most part. So we always stock up on her soaps and her tallow balms. So I just got an order the other day. So my favorite is the blue Outback Witch tallow balm, and I use that for my face. I use it for my body. I use it everywhere. Love it, love it, love it. And it just smells amazing. So I use that.
It smells amazing, and it's super smooth. It's not greasy, especially right now with it being winter and the air being dry. I'm using it on my face at least once a day also. I enjoy the aroma, but it is really good. My face had gotten very dried out a couple of weeks ago, and the only thing that took care of it was the tallow balm. And I only use Lily's products on my face. So
she also came out. I haven't tried this yet. I used to use her nectar serum.
Mm-hmm.
But she came out with a new serum called Pearl Anti-Aging Serum that has Japanese sea pearl powder. So I got that. I'm going to give that a try. I do like her serum, but I don't typically use a serum because I find that the tallow balm just works so well.
I actually use the nectar, the serum. I use it twice a day, but in the summer months when my skin has more moisture naturally, that's all I use. I don't use
you wouldn't necessarily have to use the tallow balm.
I don't use the wild bloom. I use the wild bloom now even once a day, and the tallow balm usually the other time of the day.
Mm-hmm.
But
One
in the
thing about her serums is that she actually uses the Green Pasture products cod liver oil in it.
Yes.
So that's kind of you don't typically see cod liver oil in skincare, but yeah, she uses that. She uses obviously tallow, olive oil. Let's see, this one is jojoba oil infused with seaweed, lavender, hibiscus, fermented cod liver oil, camellia oil, the grass-fed and finished tallow, olive oil, Akoya pearl nacre, rosemary extract, and then essential oils of yuzu, geranium, and lavender.
Wow. And that is the Pearl.
Yeah, that's her new one, the Pearl one. She has 2 new ones. I think she also has a vitamin C one as well, but I just wanted to try one of them.
Okay. I wasn't aware that she had Pearl, and I should have been since I saw her just
yeah. And I buy like a dozen of these at a time and just put them everywhere, all over the house and in the car and in my purse. All of her lip balms are so good. And then her deodorant, this isn't really like a gift that you would probably give, but her Hippy Dippy deodorant is, that's like the only thing that my husband and I use. And it's just, it's a nice cream that has It has clay in it
Yeah.
and some other things, and that's what we use for our deodorant. We don't use anything else but that.
Yeah. I have that also. And when I wear deodorant, that's what I wear.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not a huge makeup person, but when I do wear makeup, it's her Toops and Co makeup, and so I love her mascara, and just her mascara, her concealer, and her eyebrow pencil. That's pretty much all I use. But
Yeah.
Toops and Co has good makeup.
Yeah. Good clean makeup. I don't use a ton of makeup either, and I definitely don't use anything like foundation, but I have used some of hers. She has a blush stick that I liked and the mascara, and
have a good blush stick.
and she has an eyeshadow compact that you can choose the colors. I had bought one of those several years ago and liked that. So we'll come back to that, but I wasn't quite done with Hearth and Homestead either, because they have come out with another thing which I really, really like a lot. And that is, this is only one half of the kit. The kit is made for men and women. So you get one half of it is for women, the other half is for men. It is another type of tallow balm. I'm not kidding when I say, there's the old joke, the dog ate my homework. Well, literally right before I came upstairs, the dog ate my glasses. So I cannot read this unless maybe I use the magnifier. Yep. Came home yesterday, the dog had gotten into the presents under the tree. But right before coming up, the dog found my glasses, so I'm not able to. Let me see. There we go. I have a magnifier app on my phone. So this is Midnight Rose Whipped Tallow Balm, face and body cream. I've only used it on my body. It has grass-fed beef tallow, of course, organic. It has infused jojoba oil. I can't make it out. It has something else that I'm going to mention in just a moment, that I think is really cool. It has cocoa and vanilla extracts and a rose absolute. It smells really nice. It's mild. It's not overpowering. I like it a lot. So I've got this, and especially after I've had a bath, which I do a couple times a week, I like to just use this all over, especially my arms and my legs. And then I carry this with me often in my purse. It's a perfume roller with the same oils as the balm, as the tallow balm. I'll just use some right now. It smells so nice. But the cool thing is it comes in a gift set. So there is a tallow balm for men and a cologne stick for men with a more manly fragrance, which I have to say I like so much that I almost just kept that for myself. Instead, somebody's getting it as a gift. But it comes in a set. I think it makes a fabulous gift, especially for mom and dad or husband, wife, but really, really cool. I have one of the many soaps. I always buy a bunch of Lily's soaps. You've heard me say it before. I'll say it again. I'm a soap maker. Her soaps are way better than mine ever were. I really enjoy using them. I have 2 at my bath, and I have Chimney Sweep at the sink, which I tend to use about once a week, but not so much in the winter when my skin is dry. But this is one, Erin, I think one might come to your house. Maybe.
Yeah, I haven't tried that one.
Yeah, for Kevin, though. Not for you. You're not allowed to touch it. Kidding.
We got the Siberian winter is a very
Yeah. Oh, I really like that one too.
like a Christmas tree. It smells so good.
Yeah. So that's all Hearth and Homestead.
And they have really good perfume rollers too that I use. They're in my purse right now, but
And something to say about that that's really important is there are a lot of organic or essential oil fragrances out there, but most of them use cheaper grade fragrance oils that do come from essential oils, but they're hexane or solvent extracted. They're not stable. They are contaminated with whatever solvents. They're cheap. But Lily doesn't go that route. Everything that she uses is good quality essential oils. So you can count on that. But the one ingredient in this that I said I would mention is emu oil. So some of her products have the Green Pasture Products cod liver oil, fermented cod liver oil, which sometimes I just put that directly on my skin anyway. But this also has emu oil. So here's my other. I like it as much as the former, and that is Walkabout Emu Oil. They make a body lotion. This is the large bottle. This one is expensive, but I have the smaller bottle that I bought last year, and I still have some left in it, and I use it often. So it ranges, I think, from $26 to $99. I got this big bottle, but it came with several smaller bottles that you can use as samples or stocking stuffers. But this is a really nice skin lotion with emu oil, and it is a lotion. So it's not a cream. It's not as heavy. It's a lotion. And I always have to think I'm looking at it backwards. But again, it smells wonderful, and it goes on and absorbs very, very quickly. So it's very emollient without being greasy. It smells divine. And I always have to look at my little vanity shelf after I've had a bath and kind of do a, okay, eeny, meeny, miny, mo thing, because I love both of the Hearth and Homestead products like this and this. They're both excellent products, and they smell good too. So those are all of my body care. Do you have any other body care?
Only other thing that I do use that I kind of switch back and forth between Lily's perfumes is this perfume from a company called Olatura, which is another really good, another really great skincare company, but I just prefer Lily's over it. But it's clean and it's a clean, all the ingredients are clean, but their perfume is really good. Kind of that, like, it could be a man's scent or a woman's scent. Either one, kind of like a woodsy smell. So I do use that. I do use this also. The Olatura called Presence from Olatura. And I used to use their skincare stuff until I found Lily.
Well, you also have you've given me a spray bottle of essential oils in a mixture. And I'm trying
one.
Yeah.
That's from a great company called Wild Mary. She makes some really amazing rosemary, specifically with rosemary, like smells. Yeah, like you're like carrying around a bunch of rosemary.
I've been meaning to order more of that, and I continue to just forget to do so. Do we have a link for that on our website, Wild Mary?
I don't think it's on our website, but
we should put it there on the resource list because it's really nice. And I have to say that particular one that you gave me, I carried it in my purse continually. And if I was feeling a little run down or needing more energy, I'd spritz it around me, and the smell would just enliven my brain. It's an enjoyable smell, and she has different scents. But that particular one I liked a lot, and I used it all up. So now I need to get some more. So there we go. I want to show quickly to homesteading at Cooker. Okay, I can't see the end because, again, the dog ate my glasses, but you know who you are. This is the homeschool curriculum, functional nutrition. We will put up a link for this. You will be seeing a video come out very soon. It is a 2-part. It has a student workbook as well as the teacher's manual. And this thing it's beautiful and it's accurate, and it doesn't teach anything that I would go, oh, no, don't say that. It is comprehensive. It teaches how the body works. It teaches about all the nutrients that the body needs. It has recipes and how-tos. There's a section of, okay, wait for the video to come out. I am so pumped about this. It was written by 2 nutritional therapy practitioners, just like Erin, Amy Wilson and JC Schramm. JC is also a restorative wellness practitioner, Erin. Mm-hmm. So written by people who know their stuff. Maybe you would like that as a gift. I know that I would have when I was in the throes of homeschooling, but I'm going to be using that to teach a small co-op, mostly of our grandkids. So that is really, really cool. And we will have a link up for that as well. Moving on, our last category is really just kind of fun stuff. Oh, well, actually, I forgot to go through all of the slides. There's one more food-related thing. I'll come back to that. But our friends at Dirt and Devotion, they make such beautiful t-shirts, sweatshirts. They make our aprons. What else do they make? Canvas bags. You'll often see me sitting here actually with a bandana around my neck. It will be one of theirs because I love their attire, including their bandanas. I didn't wear one today because I'm trying to be Christmassy. But I really like their t-shirts and their sweatshirts. I wear them when I'm recording here, actually, pretty often. They're not made from synthetic fabrics. They're made from cotton or organic cotton. This is one that one of our grandsons is getting. I like the graphics. I think it looks extra nice because it's on black, but it makes a play on Latin pronunciation. I have to tell you that I bought this long sleeve shirt for myself several years ago because I just loved it so much and I wore it often, but I finally had to give it up and hand it over to Dad because I just can't get away with being a fun guy. I'm not a fun guy, but these are fun guy. So Dad does wear my shirt occasionally just to make me happy, which it does. But one of the grandsons is getting that. They've got just a lot. If you ever see me in the orange sweatshirt, it's a hooded sweatshirt. That's one of theirs. Here's just another one that I got for one of the grandchildren. But they do their own graphics. They do them very well. They are beautiful. I would strongly encourage you to go to Dirt and Devotion for anything clothing related. They have a lot of things with a homesteading type message and food message and just good messages. So I recommend them a lot. Should have asked you to grab one.
Great people.
They are some of our favorite people, most favorite people, aren't they? I look forward to seeing them every opportunity I have. They're in Ohio. Their eldest daughter, Eve, she 2 years ago now, I think, had a real scare. She had to spend a lot of time at Cincinnati Children's Hospital. She had a rare type of leukemia. And we were all doing whatever we could to support the family. Eve is doing really, really well now. I won't say anything that Amy and Brent wouldn't have me say, but she's doing really well. I'll just put it that way. And they're a family that we just love. They've come every year. They come and visit us during Homesteaders of America. And they come and they do our events. So we always enjoy having them. So that's what I have. I wish that I had these, but I don't right now. We don't ship and send merchandise anyway. When we are in person, we'll bring some merchandise with us, including the aprons that Dirt and Devotion make. And sometimes I have these mugs, but I need to order some more of these. So come to one of our events in person and maybe you can snag up one of these. Mm-hmm. one of our regular listeners has one that she picked up from me when I was in Missouri back in October. And Carmen, but she's not on today. And I'll have to tell you, I'm gifting it to her. But anyway, that's what I've got. And it's not all I've got.
No, the only other thing I had were beeswax candles because I don't like to burn regular candles.
Yeah.
So I have some fun beeswax candles from a really sweet woman that's there in Virginia, and her company is Blue Ridge Beeswax. But she's just a sweet
she is
lady, and so I like her. I love all of her candles, and she has a recycling program. So like when you're, you know how when your candle gets down to the bottom and you end up with that pile, it's like, do you throw it away? Well, you can actually send her the leftover bits, and she'll recycle it into new candles.
Oh, that's neat. I didn't even realize she did that. And I have one of her candles that is almost burned out. Almost.
I like carefully like hoard all my candles until I'm ready to burn them. And this is a really fun beeswax candle, not from Joanna at Blue Ridge Beeswax, but from our friend Jamie with this little like candle company who she sets up at events, and she was at one of our events. And I'm not sure if she's going to be able to make it to the next one in April, but she makes these really fun ones. So this one's beeswax, and she colors it with like natural coloring. So I have a couple of hers too that are just lovely. They're so much fun.
That is really pretty.
Yeah, she doesn't have a website or anything, but she just sets up at events, and she's just a really fun lady too.
Good. And we're going to come back to events as a gift idea as well. But I wanted to say, let me put this up also. Here's another foodie item that is very useful. I bought this after, I think I had another one and it got damaged when we moved, but I bought this one, I think 2 or 3 years ago, and it has shredded mountains of cabbage, gallons upon gallons of cabbage. And I do like it a lot. I think we also have on our resource list, probably right next to that, gloves for cutting. Because I have cut my hands on this when I was talking to you, actually, Erin, once when you came to visit, and we were doing an event at the farm, and I was shredding cabbage, talking to you, and whoops, there went the tip of my finger. So I now always use cutting gloves just to be extra careful. So that there is that thing. Now I'm going to go back, and there are 3 other things. One is I want to say that Weston A. Price Foundation is running a special on gift memberships right now that are only $25, which is really, really inexpensive. The regular cost of membership is $40 a year, but just now until Christmas, you can give a gift membership for $25. So you can go online, www.westonaprice.org, and click on the Become a Member or Join Now tab. And I think there's a code for that, but you can just use the financial hardship code for $25. It's on the form. So that is another gift giving option. A couple people in my family are getting that as well. And then there is this thing. It is our holiday recipes ebook. And I have a new recipe to put in there, but Erin didn't receive that yet. But this has a bunch of my own recipes in it. I forget how many, but I looked at it a few weeks ago and thought, wow, that's really a lot of recipes, including everything from cranberry sauce to bread to my pecan pie. Just all kinds of really good things that you'll enjoy making for the holiday. It has my brined turkey, high roasted turkey in it as well. So if you want ideas for what to put on the table for Christmas or New Year's, this is a very reasonable cost, and it's I like it, but that's probably just because I created it along with Erin, and I'm very happy with that. The other thing that I have is this. This makes such a good gift, and I know that some of the tickets that have already been sold have been sold as gifts. So we have our next event coming up April 24th and 25th. If you watch our show much at all, you will have already heard about this. It's going to be extra fun and not as long this coming year. We think it's going to be a fabulous event, maybe one of our best ever. And you can buy tickets now using the code, I think it says Friday 26. Am I right?
Well, that was the Black Friday special. So we have early, so the tickets are on early bird until December 31st. $125 for adults.
Yeah.
For the 2 days. And let me see. The Black Friday is done, but let me see if I can find
the new code.
Well, there's not really any more codes since we're still in the early bird.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah,
that's
right.
right.
If you email us, then and ask for a code, maybe I can create one for you.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was thinking that there was already one, so that's my mistake. But it is very reasonable, and the event will be full of very good information, good speakers, good presentations, and some of our favorite people also. We have lots of most favorite people, and some of those will be there. They're only most favorite people because they really are terrific people, and we just love being surrounded by terrific people. So we're blessed in that way. All right. So the event tickets, the recipe book, the Wise Traditions, or rather West End Price Foundation membership special for $25. Those were the other things on my list. I think we've gone through everything. But if you need more inspiration, you can just go to our website, godsgoodtable.com, and click on the resources. We have a long list of products, supplements, food, equipment, books, farms, just a lot of things to choose from. And many of them are affiliate links and others are not. But we only put something on that resource list if we're personally using it ourselves. We don't just take something that someone says and, put it up there. We actually use it, and that's why the product is up. So we will be adding some more products in the coming months that we're also trying out. But right now, I bet you can find just about anything. And I want to remind you of the cute shirts from Dirt and Devotion and all of their other things. Just, look at their website. It's so nice. Hearth and Homestead, Emu Oil Lotion, Relight, just all these things. I would be thrilled to receive any of them, along with Duluth overalls and house wool shoes. Those are the things I want for Christmas. Maybe fixing a couple of things around the house. That's on my wish list too, but we'll see. Anyway, so I hope that you will take a look at some of these links and some of the products that we have suggested and shared with you. And also let us know what your favorite things are. Or if you have a problem with something that we've shared, please tell us that as well, because we really do want to know. You can either email us hello@godsgoodtable, or you can comment below this video, and we'll get back to you with answers, suggestions, and we'll take your suggestions. We really appreciate hearing from you. So anything more that you'd like to say right now, Erin? No, that's it for this week. Okay. Well, we'll be back next week. I think we're probably going to take Christmas Eve off. Right? Yes, we're definitely taking Christmas Eve off. Maybe we'll throw up a replay or something, but we will all be busy traveling, preparing to travel, cooking, baking, cleaning, setting up, so wrapping gifts. So we're going to leave it at that for now. Okay. Thank you for joining us. And please do like and subscribe. It really does literally help us. That's why you hear every YouTuber say, please like and subscribe. It really does make a difference. So please do, and share with your friends, and buy us a glass of raw milk if you'd like. That's it for this week. We'll look forward to coming back with more next week. Until then, have a great week, and keep us in your prayers. We'll pray for all of you as well. Bye-bye.